a few people popping on. That's great. We're so glad you're here for kids painting session number 3. Okay, so today we are going to try something a little different. First things first, what's the most important thing, Malcolm, that we have?
Wear a painting shirt.
Get your painting clothes on. I'm wearing a different painting shirt today, but it is still a painting shirt covered in paint, and a painting sweater, and my painting pants, and Malcolm has his painting shirt that he literally painted on last time. All right, and Amelia, remember, I'm Carolyn. You can call me CJ. This is MJ, and AJ's over here, and she's just going to wander around and do her thing. She's having a rough morning. Okay, so I hope you have your canvas. Today, Malcolm and I have taken very large, old canvases that we've painted on before, and we have put a coat of white on them to get them ready to repaint on, which you can do with any of your paintings and any old canvases, even canvases that you maybe find at Value Village or any kind of thrift store. You can always take secondhand canvases and repaint them. So that's what we've done. We've put a coat of white on our old canvases. And you know what? We didn't get too fussy because you can still see this was a blue canvas. You can still see it all. Malcolm's, there was like pink and green and peach. And we didn't really put a thick layer of white on because you know what? Sometimes what you have underneath becomes part of your new painting, and that's cool. All right, so what we're going to do today is, you can see I have brought out almost all of my colors. Lots and lots and lots and lots of colors.
And now Amelia's taking all of her dirty clothes out again.
Yeah.
And shoving them in her face.
Yeah, she's a goofy kid. So while she plays with her dirty laundry, we're going to get into painting. So last week we talked about dots, which I hope you all had really a lot of fun doing. I know I did. This week we're going to do something a bit different. We are going to use paint right out of the tube. And the reason we're going to do that is probably because this might be what you have at home. You might have paint that's right out of the tube, which means it's a little more thick. And there's something cool that I like to do with thick paint that we're going to show you today. So if your mom or dad is there, I'm going to get them to listen to this part and see if they can help you out with a special tool that you could use for today. Now, I have this special painting spatula. Okay, it looks like a spatula from your kitchen, but it's got some grooves at the top. Okay, now you don't have to have one of these, but maybe you have something like it. Maybe you have a spatula in your kitchen that you could use. And if it's plastic, you can tell your parents, don't worry about it. You can wash the paint right off of a thing like this. I just haven't, that's all.
Or a piece of plastic.
Just hold on. You're getting ahead of me. Okay? So if you have a spatula in your kitchen, you could use one of those. Or if you have a palette knife that you use, maybe you have one in your kitchen that you use for icing cakes. You could also use that. Again, the paint will come right off. I just haven't taken it off mine because mine's for painting. So if you have a palette knife like this, or an cake icing knife, that would be great. The other thing you could use today is these are actual palette knives that you buy at the art store that I use for mixing my paint. But it's got a nice edge. You can use it like a blade if you have something like that. Another thing that would work is popsicle sticks. They could also work. The other thing I have, and this is a funny little tool, this is a cake decorating tool. And it's got funny scalloped edge on one side and then a jagged edge on the other side. If you have something like that, kind of like a blade.
But this one's all the same.
This is one that I especially bought at an art store, and it is a little more flexible, and it's got a scalloped edge too on both sides, and you use it to move paint. So, one second. So if you have something like that.
And this is a flat one.
Yes, and so this is another one I bought at an art store, and it's flat. The other thing that you could use very similar to this is an old credit card or gift card or plastic card of some kind. Maybe your mom and dad have one in their wallet that they're not using anymore, or if they don't care that it gets paint on it. This would be great. So any of those things, if you have one of those today, I would encourage you to go and grab one because we're going to be doing some movement with those tools, okay? So here, let's get started now. The paint that we're going to use is out of the tube and it's thicker. I want you to choose your colors, whichever colors you want. Remember, the kind of the fine line is like no more than 4, but more than 1. So Malcolm's going to choose his colors. What colors are you going to use today?
How about some purple and some pink and some blue?
Okay. I'm going to choose this dark purple and this red, and I'm going to choose some white. Now this white happens to be a little more liquid, but that's okay. And remember what I said about white. You have to be prepared because white is going to change the colors that you choose. But that's okay for me. So, okay, I'm going to move my colors, my other colors off to the side because we've chosen what we're going to use. Okay, everybody at home, you guys choose your colors too. All right. You know what? I think I'm actually going to throw some green in there too. Yeah. Okay, so we've got our colors.
And we got our spray bottles.
And we got our spray bottles, but we're not going to need those till very last. So, hopefully you found some kind of tool that you can use. And the technique I'm going to show you today is about spreading the paint using a tool like this instead of a paintbrush. And the reason that I do that instead of the paintbrush is that it tends to mix the paint less. And you can almost drag it across. And it creates a really beautiful, yes. Hi, Amelia. It creates a really beautiful melding of the colors that's different from a paintbrush. So here's what I need. So everybody take one of your colors. Take one of your colors, Malcolm. And just put a line somewhere. Maybe a couple lines somewhere. And remember, more paint than less paint. Okay? Okay, now take your second color and do the same thing, but in different spots. Straight lines. Again, you don't have to follow what I'm doing. You can just paint away and you can just listen to us in the background. I'm going to take my purple and I'm going to run some long purple lines.
We both took our purples.
Did we? This one's really thick. Oh,
I think
wow.
this one's out.
Maybe. Do you want a different one? You can have my purple when I'm done with it. Oh, here we go.
Oh, there we go.
Got it?
Some.
Here, use this one. It's more full. Okay, so you got your second color and you're putting your lines on. Don't be shy. Use lots of paint.
I wonder what yours gonna turn like out.
Okay. All right. Got my purple.
I feel like
You need more paint, mister.
I do?
Mm-hmm. Put some more long lines of paint. Okay, good. Okay. Now take your third color and do the same thing. I'm taking my green.
Here, your sock.
Oh, you just put your sock in the paint. Here, I'll show parents this is what you do. Because acrylic dries basically like plastic, if you get paint on fabric and you want it out right away, immediately spray it with water.
What's called
And
911?
scrape it off. And then take...
You You got paint on your hand too.
Oh dear, can you wipe it off with your towel?
Amelia, come here.
Okay, that's fine, Malcolm. Alright. Today might be an interesting class, guys. Might be a bit chaotic. And that's okay.
Because Amelia is kind of sorry.
There you go.
Amelia's a psycho. Now she just pulled her laundry bin down.
Okay, so now I'm going to use one more color. I said I was going to use 4 colors. I'm going to put some white. It's a little bit liquid, but that's okay. So I'm just going to put a little bit of white in a few spots.
You could do some dots too.
Yeah. I'm not going to at the moment because I'm talking about a different technique today.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's what we got to do. First, take a drink of your coffee.
Take a drink of your paint.
Don't do that. She's licking paint off your hands. Don't do that. You're a rascal. Okay, take your spatula or whatever your tool is. I'm going to use the flat one. He's going to use the jagged one. Okay. Take this and very, very lightly, you're going to have to lift your arm up if you're getting paint on your big sleeve here. Okay. Very lightly. You're not going to push on the canvas. You're going to very lightly, almost so it's barely even touching the canvas, just trying to touch the paint and the canvas very lightly. Drag your thing across.
This looks weird.
Once you get to one side, you go back and you can do it on the other side. And yes, paint from each layer is going to move across and stick to your blade. Now, don't worry if you feel like your canvas isn't being covered all the way. You'll get there. Do it slowly and lightly, or you can be crazy and aggressive. Malcolm's blade is making really cool movements because it's got a jagged thing to it. Just one side, bud. Just one side.
Okay.
Okay? Just one side. Start on one and go across. I mean, you can do what you want, but we're trying to save paint, and you've got lots of paint on your blade. Save paint, not to save paint. Save paint to use on your canvas.
You can paint it this way.
Yep, you can go in different directions. Why don't we try that? I'm going to try that too. Now I'm going to go in the other direction and lift the paint one way, and then the other way. Ooh, yeah. Do you see how it mixes the paint, but not too much?
Mom, I'm doing little lines like this.
Oh yeah, look at that. So if you have nothing else to do today and you want to learn more about this kind of painting, look up the artist Gerard Richter. R-I-C-H-T-E-R. Gerard Richter. He does massive, massive paintings in this kind of fashion. Except he doesn't use a small blade like this. He uses a huge piece of wood, like big long, and he paints on the wall, and he drags the paint across like this and like this. And his paintings are beautiful, and I got to see one in real life at the Montreal Museum of Fine Art, and it was so beautiful.
Really weird.
So Malcolm's put some more paint, a couple more things of paint. Looking great. I'm going to just stick with what I've got. I'm going to keep moving.
Mom, I feel like my paint is going magical. Because it's
Magical.
going, I just go down like this and it goes doot, 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 doot.
So another thing that you could do is you could take your blade and you could make some different movements. You could press it and it would make some interesting divots in the paint. You could turn it like this.
But you could
I've
go
got
different ways.
Circles in the paint. Oh, that is super cool. Look at that. I gotta show you guys that. Do you see those circles? I don't know if you can or not. But some cool movement, some cool blending of the colors.
And we could paint our sides if we wanted to.
You could, because this paint isn't going to move very much. You could tilt your canvas lots of different ways, and it's not going to move. Okay? So keep blending, keep doing what you want to do, fill in spots, add more paint. I don't really have a name for this technique. Malcolm, what would you call this?
How about scrape brushing?
Scrape brushing. You can do some scrape brushing. This is a great way to paint.
No,
At
Amelia,
home.
don't touch that.
Because, Amelia, no thank you. Oh, Amelia. Any second, the tripod might come crashing down. Amelia. Anyway, this is a great technique. It's a great technique to use at home because see, I told you guys today was going to be a bit of a disaster. That's okay.
You
I
made
know,
these disasters.
I know you guys are okay with it. You've got kids at home. This is a great technique to do at home because it's way less messy, right? But don't worry, I'm going to make it messy just for you in case you want it to be messy.
It's already messy.
No, not really.
Well, like the table's messy.
Okay, so maybe you've moved your paint quite a bit. Maybe not. Do you want the spray bottle? It's heavy.
It's gonna be as heavy.
Okay. I think you've got lots of paint, Malcolm, so be careful how much more you're going to put on. Okay.
Amelia keeps stealing my spray bottle.
Okay. Sorry, guys. It's kind of chaotic here. So, take the spray bottle. This is how you're going to make it messy. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I can't help myself. I love my spray bottle. I'm going to spray my canvas with water. Not as much as I usually do, though. There you go. All right, Malcolm's really mixing there. He's going to town on the mixing and the moving. I'm just spraying mine and I'm going to let it sit. I think we got to move this shirt out of the way. There we go. Okay. So thank you to everybody who sent me their paintings from last week. That was really exciting. There were some really beautiful pieces last week. It was just amazing. Remember, nice and light, Malcolm, because otherwise your paint is getting all on your blade. And it's definitely all over your shirt. There we go. We need a shirt with shorter sleeves. So can I just hold up your painting for everybody to see? Mm-hmm. Okay. So Malcolm has used a blade that has a scalloped edge. And if you can see that, I'm not sure. I sure hope so. But there's some really cool texture going on there because we use nice thick paint. All right. Anyway, thank you to those who sent us your pictures last week. It was so exciting. I hope you can send them to me again this week, and I'll post them on my Instagram. If you missed any of our videos, we are putting them up on my YouTube channel, which is CJ Custom Art. And remember, if there's a painting that you want to know more about or you want to know how I did, you can look on my website, look at all my pieces, and you can send me a message asking me about certain pieces, and maybe we'll try the techniques involved in those pieces. For next week, we hope to have a new technique for you to learn. Oh, Amelia.
You're fine.
Yeah. Anyway. Anyway. We do hope next week to involve more texture in the painting. I just got to think of some materials that you might have in your house that you could use for texture. So hopefully I'll figure that out this week, and then next week we can do that. So I've sprayed mine with water. I've let it sit for a bit. I'm going to try manipulating the canvas a bit, tilting it. We got a little bit of movement, not a lot. I think I'm going to spray mine some more. Yeah, Amelia keeps bonking her head on everything. Okay. There's a documentary on Netflix, or at least there used to be, about that painter that I mentioned, Gerard Richter. And if you feel like watching some really cool painting, that's a good one. Okay, oh, this is super cool. I love how it's moving and blending. Let's see Malcolm's. Oh yeah, beautiful colors. This one would be amazing once you put some dots on it too, hey? Mm-hmm. Maybe we can work on our canvases more next week too.
Let's see which side it would look good on.
Do your 360-degree check. Do you guys remember that for last week?
So this way, how about?
So how about I hold it up for you, Malcolm, and you tell me. So there's this way.
No.
This way.
Maybe.
This way.
Yes.
Or this way.
Actually, back. And this way. Yeah.
There you go. So I'll lay that down like that in front of you. Okay. Well, so there you go. There's a new, what did we call this? What did we call this type, Malcolm?
Scrape brushing.
Scrape brushing. A new technique for you to use. Try it with lots of different colors. Try it with just 2 colors. You could even do a sunset kind of look. You could start with orange at the top and red and work your way down. You could do a landscape looking one. It's a really cool technique. Anyway, sorry today's video was a bit crazy, a bit loud. We've got a baby who's just not happy today, and that's just the way life is. So again, thank you for joining us. Let me know if you have any questions. Please send me your pictures of your art, because it fills my heart with joy to see what you did. And we will be back here next week, same time, same place, and we'll have a new technique to use next week.
And it fills my heart with joy when there's gold on it.
Okay.
And
all
silver.
Right. Okay.
And bronze.
Well, have a great day, guys. Thanks for coming. Bye.
Bye.